All right, so now we're going to do an exercise to demonstrate how you can create multiple buttons using Checkout JSV4. We're going to be creating a PayPal button and a PayPal credit button on the same page. So with V3, we could just target different containers and create two buttons. Well, that doesn't work as well in V4. Because you actually are duplicating, the payment callback and the unauthorized callback. So I'll show you a quick way that we can accomplish this. So we have a merchant that's already integrated with V4 and REST, and they want to offer PayPal credit, but are having problems figuring out how to add an additional button. They don't want to make multiple functions for the callbacks. So how can we accomplish multiple buttons? So a couple ways, obviously we could just, duplicate our render call and just have two of them. But then we do have to, have the same basic, function for the unauthorized. We could also split that, create an actual function for the unauthorized and payment callbacks and specify them in both the render calls. But for this one, we're actually going to make use of a button configuration array, and we're going to loop through it and call the render using different configuration sets. All right, so open the client checkout multiple buttons HTML and finish the client-side integration. So locate the part 1 section and pause this video and take a couple moments and try to solve this part on your own. Follow the inline comments to complete. All right, if you haven't done so already, pause this video because I'm about to go through the answers. All right, so if we go back to our training application and the multiple buttons HTML file, we can see that we're already doing a create payment and execute payment. And then we have this create PayPal button function that takes a button. So part 1, we're creating an array of button objects. So let's do that quick. We'll say var button config equals an array. And it's an array of button objects. So we know that button is going to be an object. Let's create an object, and that each button can have the following properties: ID, which is going to be a string. It's going to be the DOM ID. Size, which is a string. Color, which is a string. And shape, which is a string. And label, which is a string. All right, so and then it says we're going to have two buttons, so I'm just going to go ahead and copy that. So now I have my two button objects in an array. All right, so button 1 should be tiny, silver, pill-shaped, and pay now. So first I'm just going to go find my button IDs that I need. So if I go up into the HTML, I can see there's a PayPal button 1 and PayPal button 2. So I'm just going to go ahead and put those in right now. And that actually has to have a hash. All right, so the first one's going to be tiny, silver, and pill-shaped. And then we actually aren't having a label since the label is only for PayPal credit, but it does say that we want it to be pay now. So we're just going to change this to commit true. And the second one, we want it to be a PayPal credit button, so label would be credit. And then we want it to be rectangular. One thing to note, you can't actually change the color of a PayPal credit button, it will error. And then it's a medium size. All right, and then it says use the array map function to execute the create PayPal button for each one of these objects. So we want to use the array map. So say that's the array, and now we want to map create PayPal button. All right, so if I save this and go back into my training application and go to multiple buttons, you'll see that I have two buttons, the tiny silver one and the PayPal credit one that we just created. So here's the answer for this exercise. If you didn't get it, take a minute to copy it down now. And when you refresh your page, you should see the two buttons. And that is it for this exercise. In the next exercise, we're going to go over 104.86 recovery using Checkout.js.